Hello again, everyone. Scoons Comics here with another exciting, oh so thrilling comic book haul. Yes, hello. I am back with comics and stuff. Everybody loves comics and stuff. I got some good stuff here. Man, I really lucked out. So let's just chat, shall we? Went to my local Half Price Books. And let's see, how do I want to do this? And they had 3 DC Universe logo books, including Superman 102, which I do not own. Well, I did not own until I purchased it. Haha. There, again, my Half Price Books is just, they're barely sorting books now, and they're just shoving them into boxes, usually without bags and boards. They don't care. Everything's $2. They'll still pull some stuff if they have time. There's a couple great people that work there that's kind of know their stuff, or at least can do a good eBay search, and they're like, hey, that first appearance of Venom is worth money. I'll put that behind a case. But a lot of stuff they just let go, and certainly nobody's looking at DCU books. So there were 3 DCU books there. I went on like a Thursday at lunch, and there were 3, and I'm like, I'm going to get this because I need this. And I also bought the other 2 because I'm crazy, and I get excited when I find these things in the wild. And I was gone for the weekend. Had some travel time, saw some of my buddies, my old college buddies over the weekend, had a great time. And back in my head, I'm like, I wonder if there's more DCU books there, because if there's 3, there's probably going to be more. They just hadn't sorted them yet. That was my thought. And man, I went back on Monday, and I pulled 26 DCU books out of this stack. I was very excited. Very, very excited. They were all loose. And out of those, I think 6 I did not own. The rest, I bought almost all of them just because you don't find them often. I left a couple that were really chewed up. But here are the ones that I did not have that are now part of my collection. I haven't even bagged and boarded these yet, people. Superman, Man of Tomorrow, number 5. I think this one's a little bit harder to find. They're all hard to find, depending on where you live in the country. These things are very hard to find, even at your comic shop, even on eBay. But got this one. Adventures of Superman 539. I was just giddy finding all these books. Superman Man of Steel 60. I actually bought these. So I got back into town, and my wife and my boy were traveling the next day. So I dropped them off at the airport, and then in my mind's eye, I had a bunch of errands to run, laundry to do, things like that. And I abandoned all that because I went out to Half Price Books because I thought there might be stuff. And there was. Always, the comics are always the right decision. All of the responsibilities can be pushed aside. Not really, but you know. Anyway, Man of Steel 60. Cool. Man of Steel 46. I know these are a little more common, but I did not have them, so awesome. Man of Steel 43. And Man of Steel 31. These are all kind of dirty. Could use a cleaning. But man, oh man. And then I got just over the moon. Over the moon. By far the biggest number of DCU books in the wild, all in one grouping, that I've ever got. So really great day on a random Monday afternoon. They also had these 2, and I picked them up because they're hot, and I'll probably try to resell these. Absolute Batman number 1. That's a hot book right now. Everybody seems to love this book. I was reading this title, and I lost interest pretty quick. Meh. But it's popular, and I got it for $2. Absolute Superman number 1, also picked up for $2. His cape's like alive or something, or AI. It helps him fight crime and evil. I don't know. It's fine. It's just I didn't have a lot of interest. Oh man, look at these. These are just laying loose in the comic bins. Amazing Spider-Man 158. Beautiful shape. Bronze Age Spider-Man. Beautiful cover. Who is this? Gil Kane? I don't know who did this cover. I want to say Gil Kane, but that could be wrong. That's probably wrong. Maybe Rick Buckler? I don't know. Buckler? I'm just jabbering now. Amazing Spider-Man 158 for $2. Oh my gosh, yes. And then look at this guy. Amazing Spider-Man Annual 21, the wedding special. What? $2. Newsstand. Man, that's really cool. Yeah, I couldn't pass that up. What a great day at the comic shop. Oh, and then they have a whole separate section at half price for their graphic novels and trade paperbacks and stuff, right? And those are usually priced appropriately. But they've started putting some just in with the comics for like $2. And I found this sucker. Look at this. Look at this. Starman Omnibus Volume 1. Look how thick this sucker is. This was just jammed in there with the comics. And I'm like, well, this has no price tag on it. Is this just $2? And I love this series. One of my favorite comic series of all time, Starman. If you have not read this, oh my God, just one of the greatest stories I've ever read. The whole series, like 80 issues long. Oh, so good. And this is like the first 17 issues. Anyway, I went up when I was buying the comics, and the lady was like, "This was in with the comics, right?" I'm like, "Yeah." She's like, "Okay, $2, $2." Oh my gosh, what a great random Monday afternoon! And then there's more. There were these nasty, and I kept these in the bags and boards because I wanted you to see how gross these things look. But oh my gosh. Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos 33. Look at this bag and board. So I got several of them here. Silver Age Marvel Comics. Granted, it's Sergeant Fury and his Howling Commandos. Not the most desirable title. And these books aren't mint. Some are in better shape than others. But Silver Age Marvel for $2. I don't think I hesitated at all, which is, how you live your life. It's fine. They also had issue 35. $2 Silver Age Marvel. And issue 36. And 37. Wow. 38. I think these are all Dick Ayers on artwork here. Looks like Dick Ayers. Yeah. Oh, it is. There's his name. Can't see it. Dick Ayers. Unheralded Silver Age great artist. Awesome. $2, man. And issue 40. This is all after... Ooh, look at the back of this bag and board. Ooh. Need to get these things in something clean. But about a month back or so, I saw a kid pull a Sergeant Fury out, and I was annoyed. I'm like, oh, man. I'd have bought that if I'd have seen it. I'm always so annoyed when I'm looking for comics at half-price books. And if somebody else is looking there, I'm like, these are mine. You don't get to be here now. What's wrong with you? Not quite right. Oh, man. Okay, so these last two are not from half price. I do buy comics from other places sometimes. Ollie's Discount Warehouse. Last video, I showed a couple of cool books I bought from them recently. And I keep seeing online other people finding cool stuff there. One of them I saw was this sucker. Saw this online. Black Panther, The Early Years. Omnibus. Look at that. And this collects Fantastic Four 52 through 53, 56, 118, 119. A bunch of Tales of Suspense. A bunch of just Black Panther early appearances. Including his great story in Jungle Action. Man, these are books I would never really get a chance to get unless I paid bigger cash. So this thing originally was $125. I don't remember what, I paid like $30 at most for this. They had two of these. I grabbed the nicest one because one already been ripped open, the plastic. So just some great comic history here. All just in this one bound volume. That's awesome. I like to pretend like I'm going to have time to read this whole thing. And I could make the time. But I'm literally sitting in a room of paper and story that I have tons to read that I have not read. Shame. But this is amazing. And then last but not least, those of you that follow Scoons Comics on Instagram, you already saw this. Also, by the way, if you're... I'm trying to say this more because the YouTube community has told me if I want to increase my viewers and my subscribers, I need to ask. So, hey, if you're new, please subscribe. Leave a thumbs up. Leave a comment. I'll talk to you. We'll chat. Anyway, I'm always looking for Golden Age comics on the cheap, and by God, I found this one, and it's in one of these evil slabs that I hate. Okay. Wings Comics number 70 from 1946. Look at that glare. Look at that evil glare. Oh, but this comic is in beautiful shape. The geniuses at CGC have determined that this is an 8.5 and put it in carbonite here so it's protected and no one can enjoy this book ever again. I never buy comics that are protected like this in slabs, but it's in such nice shape and I got such a good deal on it, I had to. And I fully intend on cracking this thing open. I've watched all the different YouTube videos on how to best open these things up and get the goodies inside without damaging it, but I just haven't yet. But there are people online, like I put this on Instagram and several people were like, no, don't do it. And I get that. It's just a different way to collect that I don't dig. Like, if I had a really valuable comic, I hate that glare. If I had a really valuable comic, I'd get it graded and stored away. But man, I like comics. I like the paper. I like to hold them, touch them, read them, time travel with them. This thing's from 1946. And it's not a key book. It's not a big superhero cover. There's no reason, A, this should have even survived to present day, let alone in this beautiful condition. Off-white to white pages. Here's the back. There's Sheena, Queen of the Jungle. But I mean, it's beautiful. And how this made it to present day, I have no idea. In the shape that it's in, it's mine. And I just haven't sat down to crack it open because I'm frightened I'll do something wrong. I know it's easy. I know it's simple. Night Tiger says just twist it. It'll pop right out. But I'm gonna. But man, this is probably the nicest shape of any of the Golden Age books that I have. So that's amazing. That's a really cool thing to have. Man, I really cleaned up. That's comic buying. That's the hobby. Like, you'll go weeks, months sometimes with very little. Very little. And you're like, oh, I found a thing. Cool. Yay. But goodness gracious, all this and that. And I really lucked out. I really lucked out. And I'm very, very thankful to the comic gods for providing for me. And that's what I got this time, people. What do you think? Should I open that slab? Any thoughts? Any recommendations on the best way to do it as to not hurt the comic or, more importantly, the me? I don't know. We'll see. But that's all I got this time, guys. Be well, be safe, and I will see you all soon.